Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought of exploring entire data about India. So like what are all the stats we need to know by using Python. So it is like bit of interesting. So in day-to-day life we must be hearing about some statistics like what is the population of the country, what is the population growth, and what is rural population and what is urban population in our in India, and food consumption, energy consumption, what are all the energy sources we have. So something like that. So I'm gonna work with different kinds of data sets within the same video. So I thought it would be a little bit interesting than the other pure subject oriented videos. So I thought of integrating the Python with some stats so that will be some it will be something interesting. Like at the same time we will get some information about the some country, as well as we can utilize the like the Python techniques, how to sort the data with a given data set. So I have used all the things, like I have used pandas, I have used matplotlib, seaborn, and so whatever the basics I have covered in other videos. So this is kind of a exploratory data analysis, but not on a one data set. So I have collected a lot of data sets just to analyze the Indian statistics. So I have taken few data sets from Kaggle for entire population, as well as energy consumption, something like that. And I have also taken few data sets from World Bank website. So these are all the data repositories where you can take the data, and you can use it for educational purpose, like if you wanted to do some analysis, if you wanted to look at the patterns, then you can utilize this Kaggle, World Bank. So we do have a lot of websites who offers this wide range of data sets on different kinds of topics. So without any delay, let's jump into the topic. So it's completely about India. So all the things I'm just gonna use the analysis using Python about population, health, resources, something like that. So I just imported all the necessary libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and I don't want to see any warnings in the further video. So that is the reason why I imported warnings. And so this is like if I have to work on a column with a date time, so I need to import this date time method. So this is about the libraries. So let's jump into the first data set. So why did I mention I said this option because I wanted to look at the maximum, like all the columns and all the rows. So without setting these options, so if I run entire data set with the data frame name, I will get some dots by showing the first few rows and last few rows. The in between data, it will be hidden. So I don't want to see like that. If I wanted to look at the data like from top to bottom, so I need to set these options like display dot maximum columns and display dot maximum rows will give me maximum rows and maximum columns. So it will not hide any data, it will show the entire data. So let me run this. So this is my first data set. It is about the population. So I have collected this information from Kaggle only. Like it has countries data, like what is the population on country to country. So I just wanted to, I mean, take the only for India. So that is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna filter it with the India name. And so this is my data set. I loaded it to a variable called data. So if I wanted to look at the my data set, so it has the rank. Rank means population wise. The country with the rank, like first being the most populated country in the world, and second is like the second most populated country in the world, so something like that. So these are all the my columns: country, territory, and 2022 population. So I have the data till 2022 only. So I do not have it in this particular data set. I do not have it for 23 and 24, but this is only till 2022. So, and also we can see year on year population data, area, density, and growth rate, something like that. So this is my data. I don't want to look at the data for all the countries. I just wanted to know about India. So if I wanted to look at the top 10 countries, so I just given this data dot sorted, I have to sort it by 2022 population because this is my latest population data 2022, and I wanted a top 10, so that is why I applied head. So this is for top 10 countries. So we're gonna look at the India soon. So if I run this, then I'll be able to see top 10 countries population. So here you can see as of 2022, China is the most populated country. So it was already crossed India, we crossed it already. So this is how you can see the country wise population. So here you can see around 140 crore population for India and China. So it is like almost similar. See, China has a bit more population, whereas compared to India in 2022, but it has been crossed. But this is as of 2022. And you can see followed by United States around 30, I can say 30 or 32 crore, and Indonesia also close to 30 crore, Pakistan, Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, Russia, Mexico. So this is how you can look at the top 10 countries data. So here I just used a bar plot. So I just plotted bar plot with the top 10 countries. Here I have sorted the data for top 10 countries, and this is my data. And I have color I wanted sky blue. So this is why I passed the sky blue. That is the reason why the bars are coming in a sky blue color. And X label I wanted country or territory because in the country or territory column only my country name is there. And Y label population in 2022. The number of the numbers is there in 2022, and this is I gave this title like top 10 countries by population in 2022. So this is how we can analyze the data by using a bar plot. So here we can able to see that China is the being most populated country in 2022, followed by India, United States, and Indonesia. So this is for top 10 countries. So if I wanted to look at only India, I need to filter it out. So this is how I filtered data, and data here my country column, and I'm giving country is equal to India. This will give me the data for India. So let me run this and let me see. Okay, this is the data for India, where you can see uh, the capital city is New Delhi and the continent is Asia. And you can see the population in 2022 is 141 crore and 71 lakhs 70,173. Whereas in 2020 we have 139 crore. So from 2020 to 2022 around 2 crore population increased. And this is for 2015, 2010, 2000, something like that. And here you can see the area density and the growth rate. So the population growth rate is around 1%. And if I take entire world population as 100%, out of 100%, India is contributing 17%. So this is how we can look at the data for India. So these are all the population statistics of India for the year 2022. So if I wanted to look at, see, this is what I mentioned because this is the latest information. As per the latest data, India is currently home to the largest population in the world. India overtook China as the country with the largest population in the world in 2022-2023. Mid of 23 or like in 2023, it has been crossed. So that is about population. So this is also a different data set on population only, but here I can able to see I have different like so here I can able to see the country name, region, the population, and also here you can see the population density per square mile, and also coastal line. We have net migration and all these things, GDP per capita and the literacy rate and phones for 1,000 people. how many people are having or affordable phones out of 1,000, every 1,000 people, something like that. So this is how we can, and this is climate, and this is birth rate, so we can have a better idea. So in above data set we will be able to see only the numbers, like what is the population on this particular year. So but this data set will give me birth rate, death rate, and also agricultural, and also industry, service, something like that. We do have a lot of columns. So let me segregate and this is how the data like looks like we discussed above. So if I wanted to look at the data for only India, so this is for India. So for India, this is I think this data we have only till 2001 only. So this data set, I do not have the latest data set. But however, still, if we have a data set something like that, so this is how we can sort the data. So here I used positional indexing, like I'm just sorting the data with the positions indexing. So my column India is placed in 94th row, so that is why I gave 94 and comma, I wanted all the columns for India, so that is why 94th row, all the columns. So 94th row is India, and these are all the columns. So for India, uh, so country name is India, and also region Asia. Population is like 109 crores as of 21. Sorry, 2001. This data set is for 2001. So this is how you can see the GDP and also literacy rate 59.5 and phones for 1,000. So 45 people are having the phones for every 1,000 people. So it has been increased because it's been 20 years back, so it has been already increased, I guess. So and birth rate, death rate. So this is how we can have a nice idea about all the stats. It could be like birth rate is like birth rate is 22.01%, and death rate is 80.18%. So this is in 2001 data. So if I wanted to look at, so this is the entire population. This is like it is combined rural and urban. So if I wanted to look at the only rural part and urban population, how it varies, where the people are staying most. So that is also I have the data. So this is my other another data set with a rural population. So this is my data set, and if I run this, this data set has uh, country or area which has the country name, because this rural data is for entire world, because in coming days also I wanted to explore for other countries. So I just started this series with India. So in coming videos, I'm gonna look at the stats by using this Python, so that we can explore the data as well as we'll get some insights about the data. And also, I mean, we can apply the techniques, or we can apply all the Python pandas or the Seaborn or matplotlib syntaxes, so that we will get some idea how to work on a real world data. So this is my rural world data set. So where I have subgroup and year. So these are all the basic information about the data set. So if I wanted to look at the data only for India, so this is for India. So you can see in India, we have subgroups, four subgroups: rural female, rural male. Oh, sorry, only two. Uh, and the female population as of 2004. I think the latest data we have only for 2004. So this is the source of the data set, UNSD demographic yearbook. So I have collected this from World Bank data website. So this is around in 2004, rural female data is like 37 crore. And in 2003, 2002, it has been increased. Year on year, it has been increased. Rural data. See here 30 crore, then 33, 33. The female, rural female data on year. So you can see it has been increased. And this is for male. For every year on year, it is also initially 32 crore, then it has been increased it to 39 crore. So the rural population is increasing on year, So here I applied this pivot table so that I'll be having a clear cut idea instead of looking at this larger data set with all these columns. So if I apply this pivot table with the required columns, because I just looked at the year and also the numbers and this subgroup. So that is what I gave. Year I wanted, year on year data I wanted to look at, and columns I give subgroup, and values obviously I wanted this value numbers, and this aggregate function I'm using sum of the population I wanted. So here you can see for rural female, year on year it is increasing. It has started, like if I take my data set started from 1991. So in 1991 it is around 30 crore. It has been increased it to 37 rural female data, and for rural male it has been increased from 32 crore to 39 crore within 13 years. So around 79 crore people of India are living in rural areas as of uh, 2004. 2004 though. So this is about rural population and subgroup. We have rural female, rural male. So we have male and female versus population in rural, and this is the overall population. So if I wanted to look at the same stats for urban, so for urban population in India, so we have like, so this is my data set. Same thing, I collected it from World Bank, and also if I wanted to give for the Indian country, so this is for urban female. So similarly, same data set, but this is for urban. So similar pivot table I applied, same subgroup and year I evolved. So here, if you can look at the stats, urban data, so it is like around 1.2 crore in 1991 urban female, and urban male is like 1.14 crore, and overall is like 2.17 crore, something like that. So it is also increasing. See, you can see 1.2, 1.22, 1.25, 1.29, whereas the urban male data is like which is more increasing than the female data. So here it is, if I take 2004 1.46 2004 data, so it might be increased or doubled or tripled by 2024, but as of 24 as of 2004, 1 crore 46 lakh, sorry, 1 crore 46 lakh people are living in urban cities, urban female, and urban male is like 1.62. So it is aggregating to 3.3 crore, around 3 crore people. It has been doubled or tripled, I guess, in urban cities. So this is date. This data has data for 2004. As of 2004, so the around, oh, sorry, this is not 3 crore, this is 30. Oh, because I got confused because it is not displaying entire numbers. So 30 crore, 30 crore people. So so for example, if I have I mean in the 2004 around 100 crore people are there in India. So out of 70% of the people are living in rural, and 30%. So 30 crore. This is 30. Sorry, I thought it is 3 crore. Obviously, it is not 3 crore because a lot of people are living in urban cities. So it is 30 crore, 32 lakh. So around 30 percentage of the people in living, they are living in urban cities, and 70 percentage of the people living in rural. 79, which is close to 80 70%, 80 lakhs. So I think 70, it is like 75% and 25%. So 25 percentage of the people are living in urban cities. So this is how we can look at the data for India. So total population and versus rural and urban population. So let's jump into the another category of statistics. So food grain production. So let's have a look at the different kinds of foods India is producing on year. So this is my data set. And if I run this data set, I have this all the columns like uh, year and the production, maize production, rice, yams, wheat, tomatoes, tea, sweet potatoes. So these are all the different kinds of foods India is production in tons. So this data give me the production of all kinds of foods in tons on year. So this is my year column. So here, if I look at the data for India, because this data is for world food production. So I'm just looking, I just wanted to have a look at India. So this is for India. So for India, you can see, so this is about, see, so from 1961, I have the data from 1961, and this is for maize production in tons and rice production in tons, yams production of wheat, tomatoes, and tea production, sweet potatoes. So there are different kinds of food productions, and you can see the numbers in tons. This is in tons. So from 1961 to I have the data till 2001. So my latest data I have is 2001. So if I wanted to look at the total production, so this is my data set has different foods in tons, but I don't want, it is a very large data. I don't want to see, look at the individual productions. So I wanted to see overall production on year, like how much India is producing combining all the food products on year. So I just sorted this data, like I don't want this India and this year. I wanted from here the food categories are started from this column, so that is why I gave from 2 to all the columns. I just wanted all the rows, and I wanted columns from second column to all. So that is why I created a new column for called total food production with this, applying with this. So this is my I wanted to plot a uh, l- line chart for year production, food production, total food production in tons. So this is how the data has. So you can see year data. So it is in 1960. So it is like around metric tons production in tons. It could be more than metric tons, or because combined, right? So here it is around 3, and it has been decreased from 1960 to 1970. The production has been decreased, and from 1970 to 1980, it has slightly increasing in the data. Again, from 1982, there is a drastic decrease in the food production. From 1980, I can say that it is around 1982 or 1983. So the food production has been dropped in 1982. So from 1970 to 1990, so there are a lot of fluctuations, like the production is very less. Then from 1919 onwards, you can see a uptrend. So there are some uh, policies coming from the Indian government. So that is the reason why food production has been increased from 1990. So you can see from 1990 to 2000, in within 10 years, the production has been almost increased, doubled, 2.7 or 50% increased. 2.75 to 3.75, it has been increased, 50% increased. So similarly, at the same time from 2000 to 2010, so till 2020, 2020, the production has been at consolidating at 4.25. So that is actually a good thing when it compared with the 1960s and 1970s. The food production has been increased in India. So if you wanted to have a better idea about different kinds of foods, so basically we will produce mostly rice production and also this wheat production. So that is why you will see the bigger numbers for rice production in tons, and as well as wheat production, sweet potatoes and tea production. You can see sugar cane production. So these are all the different kinds of food productions. So that is how you can see, and this is for entire food production in India year. So as of 2021, we are at 4.25, which is a good thing. when it comes to food production. So next category is like if I wanted to look at the city wise population. So I looked at the India total India wise population. I looked at rural and urban people who are living in rural areas, and also people who lived are living in urban cities, something like that. And also we looked at some statistics about the food production on year for what kind of the food production in tons and what is the overall production year on year. We looked at that statistics also. So if I wanted to look at the city wise population, so this is my data set, and this is how it look like. So this is the original, the country name and the city name, and also the ancient city name, region, population, and the location. These are the coordinates, latitude and longitude. Okay, so I just wanted for Indian cities. So I just sorted. So Indian population, because I wanted top 10 most populated cities in country. So that is why I just give this function sort values. I'm sorting the values by population in a descending order, and I wanted top 10 entries. So here you can see Bombay is the being most populated city in the country. So the city name is Bombay, and the population is around 1.26 crore. I think this is also old data set. This is also as per 2001 or 2004, I guess. So that is why it is showing just 1.26 crore. It might be increased in latest data set, but this is for older data set. That is why we can see only 1.26 crore, and also followed by Delhi, then followed by, both are same, these are, but it is a duplicate value. So that is why you can see all the identical values. This is for entire Delhi, and this is for New Delhi. There are slight differences there. I thought it is duplicate, but this is not a duplicate value, but the population is same. And the next followed by Bangalore, followed by Calcutta, and followed by Madras, which is Chennai, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad. So that is what we have in 2004, I guess. As per the 2004 data, Bombay is the most populated area in India. So if I look at the population, city-wise population, so Bombay, Delhi, and Bangalore, Calcutta, Madras, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad. So these are all the most populated cities in India. So this is how you can look at the population city-wise. And if I wanted to look at the graph, similar data, I wanted to look at by using a bar chart. So I just applied this syntax for the bar chart. So this is how you can see the Bombay population is around 1.2 or 1.3 crore, and then followed by Delhi, New Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta, Madras, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad. So something like that. So visual representation of the above data set. So this is how you can see the city-wise population in India. And let's jump into energy consumption in India, like electricity consumption, how we are consuming the energy from year on year. If I take the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and if I compare with the older data to the newer data, how much it got increased. So obviously it has been increased because a lot of industries came, and also population is also increasing, and population in urban cities is also increasing. So that causes energy consumption more. So this is my data set, and if I look at the stats for the 90, I mean for India, so here you can see, so these are all the type of fuels. And so I do not have, I mean, since so this is for 1900, 1901, 1902. Obviously, we do not have the data, so that is why these are all filled with NaN. So if I wanted to look at the recent years, like 2000 to 2002, so here you can see some data for all the different kinds of and the source of energy, wind, and also consumption change, and also if I take the electricity I mean, how the electricity is producing. So there we have a lot of sources like coal from the wind and hydro, like nothing but the water. So this data is for the energy from the source, and also how it the consumption, wind energy consumption, and also the wind and electricity conversion. So and the share, wind share electricity. So that is what we have the data from 1900 to 2000. So 2002. So most of the energy is producing in India by using coal. So biofuel, which is a biofuel consumption. So so this is how you can see the data. So we have the data from 2003. So this is what you can look at the energy consumption in India on year. So and the next thing is like meat consumption in India. How the people are consuming meat from. Uh, uh, so this is the data set I have. I just took this data set from Kaggle meat consumption. So this is how the I mean the data set looks. I have location column, subject, which is nothing but subject is nothing but here you can see the type of meat, and the location nothing but the country location. So this is also for entire worldwide, but I wanted to look at the Indian people mm, consumption, meat consumption in India. So just look at the data. So India, and if I wanted to look at the stats, so and one thing I just wanted to remind here. This is like we have different kinds of measures. So this measure is kilo is nothing but annually per person who is consuming kg meat. This is for annual consumption per person per kg. And we do have another also another unit like for this is only for different kinds of meat. And I do have another measure also, which is, let me look at that as well. That is measured in, I have annual consumption in thousands of tons and kg per person. So annual consumption, thousands of tons. So this is my data set. If I look at the on year data, how the meat consumption has been in India. So in 1990, the consumption, total energy consumption, sorry, it's meat, sorry. Hmm. Total meat consumption, you can see from 1990 it is very less, and it has been increasing year on year, the meat consumption in India. And as of 20, we have the data predicted values also for 2025, it has been increasing only. So in tons, it is like 900k tons. So meat consumption in India is increasing day by day, year on year. Also, you can see every 5 years data this has. So from 1990 to 2005, there is it got like 2000k to 900k. It is like increased 5 times, 4.5 times the meat consumption in India. And if I wanted to look at the with the subject, because we have different kinds of meat, and you can see if I wanted to look at the subject wise year on year consumption in India. So this is for beef consumption, pig meat, and also poultry, which is nothing but chicken and sheep, which comes under mutton production. So just wanted to tell this beef and pig productions are in kilograms, and whereas but poultry and sheep these productions are in tons. So don't get confused by looking at this data like, okay, more people are consuming beef and pig. That is incorrect, but these numbers are it is not like normalized. So we need to normalize it, but I did not normalize it so that it will have the equal values. But this is in kilograms and this is in tons. So that is why you can see this is for, sorry, this poultry is obviously high in India, and then followed by sheep production, which is in tons, which is increasing from 1992. It is an increasing trend, but whereas the poultry industry has been evolved like anything. It has been 50K in 1990, but by 2025 it could be at 350K. 50K to 350K is like almost 60-70% of increase. 60%. 60% increase in the poultry meat consumption. So this is how you can have a better idea. Total meat consumption, so it will give us the nice data. But if I wanted to look at the different kinds of meat, so where we have poultry and the sheep production or consumption is more from 1990 to 2005. So similarly, we have the data for beef and pig also, which is in kilograms. So that is how we can have a better idea. So that I just plotted this data by using line chart, by using some conditions, so that I'll be able to look at the data with the subject wise. And so this is what I just said. The meat per kilogram means kg per person annually, and there are a few another category for measure, which is consumption in thousands of tons. So for poultry and sheep, which is measured in, like the data presented here, in consumption in thousands of tons. So that is about meat consumption in India. Okay, so next thing is like mineral ores, like what kind of the minerals available in India, what kind of the ores we have, like it could be coal, manganese, jasper, gypsum, dolomite, like what kind of the ores mines we have in India. So this data set will give me details about this mines. So this is my data set, which was taken from the World Bank, I think Kaggle. And so this has the site name, like district name or the place, and also the coordinates of the location and the region, country, state. So these are all the basic details about my data set. So if I wanted to look at the data for India, so this is my data set for India. So let me see for Adilabad. For Adilabad, which is in Asia and India, manganese. The type of ore is manganese, and ore type is oh, this is, you can see, and so this is about the ore mines. Site name, you can have the data about the sites where the this ore located and what kind of the ore, I mean metals or materials we are extracting from that ores. So this data set has that values. So this is how you can see the data about how the mines are ore minerals from the India production, mineral production or mineral extraction from India. And this data is for the next is billionaires in India. So this data set is also collected from Kaggle. So if I wanted to look at the only billionaires in India, because this data set has a worldwide billionaires, but I don't need for all the countries, but I want it for uh, I just wanted for only India. So that is why I filtered with the country name, mm, India. Then let me look at Indian billionaires list. So here you have the rank is like out of all the like world billionaires. So this is for as of 2014. So Mukesh Ambani ranked 40, and company founded is 1980. Company name is Reliance, and company relationship is like how we got it from the relation, and company sector textiles, company type and demographics age, and also the gender 56 years in 2014, and the location citizenship India, and also GDP location region South Asia, and how the wealth got inherited from his father, not Not like he founded the business, he got it from his father. So that is what it means, the inherited. And wealth worth in billions, 18.6 billions crores. And the wealth, how the category, it's like resource related. And wealth, how from emerging through, and also wealth, how industry, energy, and wealth, how like something. These are all the basic details of this data set. And followed by Mukesh Ambani, we have Azim Premji. In 2001, he ranked 42, like sorry, year 2001, and company founded is 1945, Wipro Limited. So and followed by Lakshmi Mittal. And so I think we have the data for every year on year data. So this is a sample data I just give for India. So that is how you can have a better look. So 40, 42, 52. In 2014, he is at 52th rank, and in 2014 he is at 61, then he is at 82, something like that. So this is how you can see, or you can uh, have a look at the data by who is the richer, or what is his rank if I compared with the world billionaires list. And this is for annual rate of population change. So this is my data set, and this is the annual population rate, how annually year on year. For example, from 2000, if I take from 2000, from 2000 to 2024, year on year, how much the population is increasing. So you can see, I mean, we have the future predicted dates also. So that is what I represented in a graph where, like, so 1960, it is the population growth is very high. It is more than 2% every year, 2% to 2.5% also. I can say that 2.5 and decreased. It is, which is till 2000 or 1995, something like that. The population growth is around more than 2% only. But whereas it has been decreased drastically because of the some policies of the government, the population growth rate has been decreased from 2%, 2.5 percentage to 1.5, then 1.5 to 1, then it has been decreased to zero point 0.5 also at certain time. In 2020, I think it is the latest data, I guess. Then it is increased. If I predict, so this is these are all the predictions for future population growths. So it has been decreasing trend only. So the future population growths for 2040, 2060, 2080 to the and 2100, it is around zero point 0.5, minus zero point 0.5. So there is no increase. That means, so already we are at zero by 2060 or 2065, something like that. There is no population growth rate. That is not a good sign. And so, but whereas in 1960s and from 1960s to early 2000s, the population growth rate is very high, like annually 2% growth. But whereas from 2000 to 2024, it has been decreased from 2% to 1%, 100% decreased. And so the it is a horrible data for coming years. The population growth has been decreasing very drastically. That is not a good sign actually. So this is how the population growth in India year on year. So 2% is very high. The, so that is how the population is. And employment to population ratio. Employment ratio, like, so this is the data from Kaggle. So if I wanted to look at the employment to the population ratio, so this is how you can see, for female 15 years of age, 15-year plus, in 2006, 32.2 percentage of unemployment rate. Out of 100 percentage of 15 plus years females, 32 people are unemployed. And so similarly for 2005, 2004, 3. So latest data we have is for 2006. This, which is unemployment rate for females 15 plus years, is 32.2 percentage. So similarly for different years, and this is for 15 to 24. In 2006, females, which is the age bucket is from 15 to 24 years, the unemployment rate is 23.7%. So this is also, and if I look at the male, which is very high, again 77.7% in 2006, which is for only 15 plus years. I mean, we don't have to worry much about this 15 plus years, but we need to worry about this 15 to 25 people because after 15 to 25 people will complete their graduation, they look for some jobs. So unemployment rate in 2006 is like 55%, which is very high in 2006. I think it has been decreased by now, but in 2006 it has been very high in 1994, 1993. In if I look at the 1991 data, which is like horrible data, which to 62% of the male population from the age to 15 to 24 age are not employed, 62 people out of 100. So that is how you can see the unemployment data with the population. And so this is how you can see. So this I just took male 15 plus year. So if I wanted to see the how the unemployment rate is, so in 1994 for 15 plus years, which is 81%, then unemployment rate is decreasing drastically. Like year on year from 1994 to 2006, it has been decreased significantly, which is a very good sign. And also, if I wanted to look at the male 15 to 24 year, I need to change the subgroup name, then run this, then right. So it was at 62% in 1990. Then it has been decreasing. A very good sign. Actually, unemployment rate has to be decreased on year. Then a lot of people they will get some jobs. So this is how the data for male 15 to 24 years. So the unemployment rate is decreased on year. So this is how the unemployment rate in India from 1990 to 2006. So this is about the unemployment rate. And if I look at the deaths, the cause of death in India, like I do have the data set for the cause of death also for India. So you can see, so there are different kinds of causes like, so let me give dot head. Let me run this. Okay. So, okay, one second. Okay. So this is for country India and also the reason for the death. So here you can see Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, nutritional deficiency. How many people are died? 67,671 people are died in 2007 just because of the nutritional deficiency, and also malaria, interpersonal violence, and maternal disorders, HIV/AIDS, drug use disorders, and cardiovascular disease, lower respiratory, and so these alcohol use disorders, self-harm. There are 1,95,000 people are died because of the self-harm, exposure to force of nature, and diarrhea, environmental heat or cold exposure, and diabetes, chronic kidney disease, poisoning, protein energy, malnutrition, terrorism. Terrorism also 626 people died just because of this terrorism, and road injuries, some nothing but accidents which are related to the road accidents, and the chronic respiratory disease, chronic liver disease. So this is the data which will give us the reasons or cause of the death from year on year for 2007. So we have the reasons here and how the people are died because of these reasons. So for 2007, 2008, 2009, 2012, 2013. So if I wanted to look at top 25, so latest data I have it for 2015. So this is how you can see the annual deaths by cause for India. So these are all the causes for the death. And the next thing is like male to female ratio, like how many females are there for every 1,000 or 100 men. So this data will give me the ratio, male female ratio of the population. So I'm just giving it for India, and you can see in 2005 male female ratio is 93. I mean for every 100 men, and we have 93 women in 2005. this is, I mean, as of 2005. But if I look at the latest data, so this is in 2024, which is like every 1,000 males, we have 1,020 females. So this is latest information, but my data set has only the data till 2005, though I thought of including latest information also. So in 2024, it is like good only 20,000. There are less males for every one female. 1,020 females are there, but only 1,000 males are there. I mean, it has been increased, but when it compared with the 2004-5 data, it is only 93 only. But it has been increased from 93 to 102. Like 10% female population has been increased in 10 or in 20 years. So that is how you can see male female population data, male versus ratio data. And so the next is like solid fuels. Population using solid fuels in India. Solid fuels nothing but like wood, cow dung, and charcoal, coal. How the population is using the solid fuels. So 63 percentage of the people are using any one of the solid fuels in India. So this is this data set I have taken from Kaggle, and if I look at the Indian data, so I have 63 percentage of the people who are using this one of the above solid fuels in India. So that is about some nice, beautiful statistics about India. So this is how we can analyze, or we can do some exploratory data analysis on a single country by merging, or by taking, or by working different kinds of data set. Because here I worked on this solid fuels consumption in India, and also I just took the male versus female ratio, how it is varied on year. And also I looked at the data for deaths causing. What are all the causes of the death in India from year data? And also, if I look at the unemployment data in India, and the we also looked at annual rate of population change, how the population is increasing from 2% to it has been decreasing year on year. So we also looked at the billionaires in India, and also we looked at mineral ores with the location of that ore, where the ore is, and also the what kind of the minerals we are extracting in India. So, and also the meat consumption in India. And we also looked at energy consumption in India, and also we looked at Indian city-wise population, and rural population, urban population, and also food grain production. So we have covered everything. For example, if I take a country, we must be focused at like what is the population, and how many people are living in rural, urban, and what is city-wise population, and food production, which is important agricultural sector, and also how many types of foods are producing on year. And also we looked at unemployment rate year on year, and the population growth year on year. So this is how we can analyze about a country by using these simple, or by using these kind of data sets. I hope it is interesting. Like we get some knowledge also how the statistics are about India, and also at the same time how we can apply the technical things with the data set, so that extract some patterns, or extracting some insights about that data set. So I hope it is an interesting video. So if you are enjoying this content, please do subscribe the channel. So if you really like it, please click on like. And if you have any questions, or if you have anything about other countries also, please do comment, so that I'll be able to do that kind of videos also. So thanks everyone for watching the video. Bye, see you soon.